5 minutes.
What is up, jabronis? JJ back here with the Factsman, talking a little college basketball, March Madness. Yeah, interesting few days. So I'll tell you this, Dad. We were briefly talking before as well. I'm down a unit at this stage through the first round, which isn't, I guess, crazy. Would have preferred, a few games. Obviously, of course, a few of the coin tosses could have went a few different ways. But it did feel good yesterday to win a few right at the number. I mean, Jesus, Davidson at plus 1.5. It pays, obviously, of course, pays to get in early, right? Because that line swung. Colgate at 7.5. That was a late sweat. It did feel nice yesterday to get some hits right at the number, which haven't really happened for me most of the season. But it's also been somewhat, it's been a good round to kind of quote unquote fade chalk. I know that Colgate came through and maybe Vermont, these, I guess, somewhat chalky plays, but there's also been a lot of plays that have been really let down. And believe it or not, I was on Seton Hall yesterday. That wasn't even close. No. So interesting enough, how's the first round go for you?
The games I won were easy. The games I lost, I didn't have a chance in. But I did pretty good. But I'm not like this stuff doesn't get me, March Madness. I think for the last 15 years, I think I took 1 or 2 years off. But when I went into retirement, usually it's a big time of year because I'm a big preseason baseball guy. I play a lot of Korean basketball, Chinese basketball, tennis, a lot of challenger events, and there's certain games that I like here. So what I would do a lot is the people that watch this or that know me from years, like, Facts, you're doing another special. You're doing another. I'm like, no, I haven't done any specials in forever. So, well, why is that? I said, well, I told to my son, and I mean, he wins and gets his balls busted. Now, I could give a fuck if you bust my balls because I'll just yell right back at you. It don't matter to me. But so we do this thing we've been doing 30 days, $300 with a $300 free play guarantee. So I basically tell everybody, I said, look, people say, hey, if I join your company for $300 for 30 days, if I lose, do I get the rest of the year for free? I'm like, what the fuck? If you're with me for 30 days, you don't make money. Why would you want the year for free? If you fuck a broad with herpes, do you say, hey, being that I got herpes, can we at least do it again? You don't do that. I know I'm supposed to be clean, but I'm just saying it's the truth. Anyway, but so I said, look, one of my outs, one of my books, I'll give you $300 free play if you can't make money with me in 30 days this time of year, preseason baseball, spot pick in NCAA, and the shit that I do at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So, you do it. 12, 5, and 1. And of course, the emails come. Man, I thought for sure you had that Virginia Tech game solid in the first half. The guy made a 3-quarter fucking shot to beat us. And you're yelling. I said, first of all, you don't yell. You don't fucking, when you go to the movies, you don't talk back to the screen. Don't fucking yell at me. Fucking yell at me. But, you give a game that wins easy, and it's like nothing. It's nothing.
So, I'll tell you this. As you know, I was down in Kentucky for a few days. They were hoping you could make the trip out next year.
I'll make the trip, but I get appearance fees, but that's fine. I mean,
I'll tell you what, I did the Apper Seniors in Jersey proud and got challenged to a one-on-one game against one of our guys, DC, and 21-5'd them. Game of 21.
No way. What was the line?
Line was pick 'em.
Really?
Yeah.
Why didn't you call
him? What? What, they have to get money down? I should have.
Well, let me ask you a question. At 3 hours ago, when I said, look, there's a challenger match going on, going into the third set. Fucking, I don't care what you're doing. Put your fucking bowl of Wheaties down and bet this. Fucking, I look after you. And it's St. Joseph's Day today.
So
my fucking day. But I reach out to you. You don't reach out to me when you got a fucking guy on the hook.
My concern was I don't know him. And I didn't know how good or not he was at basketball. I know that he had a lot of stamina. He's like a marathon runner.
Yeah, that makes for a good jump shot.
Well, but in a game of 21, stamina gets tested heavily, one-on-one. So yeah, it was like 3-1. I think I was winning, and I was exhausted. Like I literally had nothing left. I was banging down low, and I was exhausted. But then, some shots started to fall, and then I got hot from outside and was giving them the entire arsenal. So it was good game all around. A lot closer, I think, than the score indicated. But it was nice to show Jersey up.
Yeah, you got to.
All right, so these games here. So I guess we could start. Let me ask before
Let
I
me,
even go.
let me do this first, so people don't get fucking crazy. At noon, Oregon's playing A&M. So I'm telling you, the first half line is 2.5. Bet A&M minus 2.5. The better team, they'll start faster, and Oregon's on fucking that's 9 a.m. Pacific time. I don't know if they've made that adjustment yet. On the road, I think Oregon's in a bad spot. I like A&M. They seem to have a chip on their shoulder.
They do appear like they're out for blood with Buzz Williams.
Well, yeah, no, I think they'll be fine. And I don't like the start time and the matchup for Oregon.
First half though, right?
Yeah, again, so what'll happen is my email and my phone will blow up, that I said this and be like, hey, you know what? So you like him for the game too? Or you like him first team to 20, first team to 30? I'm like, motherfuckers, can't you read? I said, I don't do what you do. I send just an email. Here's what I bet. 4 games, 3 games, 2 games, whatever. That's it. This is the line that I bet. When you start getting calls back, you said you like Beijing minus fucking 2.5. I got him at 3. Stole a play. I got him minus 2.5, minus 140. Stole a play. I mean, come on, fucking people. Are you serious? I mean, give me a break. Yeah, I got him 2.5. So again, look, I guarantee you somebody's watching this is fucking saying this. Should I? Hello. Hello. Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Wait.
Answering a call while we're doing this.
Wait a minute. All right. So what's the problem? You got to be fucking kidding me.
Oh, that's a chat. Should I just boot him?
No, stop. I'm talking to JJ. It's good. So what's so important? Listen, you fucking bother me on a day I'm working. I can't do this. Mom, don't fucking start. I know you're 93 years old. The fuck?
Peggy Apicini, you hate to see it.
Listen to me. I will send your Snapple. Your Snapple is on its way. I gotta do a show. I gotta go. Later. Bye.
So
crazy.
Peggy Apicini calls, and you take those calls. That's interesting.
My mother, she's fucking old. I got it. What do you call it?
What's
she wanted to wire Snapple?
What's with the Snapple? Are you sending her? Have you been sending her Snapples?
I send her Snapple and diapers, right? Don't lie. That's your fucking grandmother. Listen to me. That's not a fucking joke. You know the story there, okay? But no, I send her shit because she can't go to the store, But she still pisses fire and vinegar for a fucking 93, 94. Is she 93 or 94?
I think she's 93. Actually, she could be. It might have been 94. Shame on us. Actually, no, shame on you more. You should be following it more than I would be.
I pay the fucking bills. You want to chip in? I didn't think so. All right, so
you were saying.
So yeah, we want to get an A&M early, so you guys have time for that. Definitely do that first half. Again, I mean, like I said, everybody. Well, if I think they're going to win the first half, they'd have a lead in the game, but just bet the first fucking half. Whoa, take that hat off. Fucking lose a bet.
This is the new Abercrombie and Finch style. What do you think?
Looks like something. It looks like you lost a fucking bet. That's fucking horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I've had better haircuts. I've had worse. It's got a little mop to it. I mean, what's the Chad think? The Chad usually sees me with a hat or the hair spike. There's a little change of pace, right? Right? What do you think?
I got 10 more. I got 12 more pounds to go for 50 grand, and I got till July 1st.
I'll tell you this: your face looks a lot thinner for sure.
I fucking did because I'm, what do you call it? I'm hitting the heavy bag. I'm fucking breaking heads. I'm fucking, I'm doing laps around the fucking poker room. I mean, I'm fucking doing it. I don't fool around. You saw my heavy bag. I get fucking crazy on that shit.
No, kudos. It's been impressive.
And I eat dog treats because they're nasty. See these dog treats? I eat these.
They look like sticks of heroin.
They might be. Oh, first of all, I don't normally talk to my mother that way. I mean, I guess I do, but I mean, she aggravates me sometimes. But she's my mother. What am I going to do? So, but she's cool.
So we have the one game at 12. So I guess let's get to that so that just in case people want to bet it. And I'll say this: I think we're on different sides here, right? Which might be good or bad and different, however you want to call it. Yeah, one of my favorite bets today is North Carolina plus the 5.5. And I think you like, but you probably on Baylor first half. But
I'm on Baylor first half -3. I like the way they got out. Their last game, and I know so did North Carolina. But the thing about North Carolina is I watch them a lot. When they get sloppy, and they can get sloppy, and we'll get into sloppy when we talk about Memphis. You get sloppy on that team, Baylor will make you pay. Baylor's going to make you pay. I think Baylor gets out quick. I think Baylor wins. I mean, did anybody check my Twitter? I have a Twitter account. I think I do.
Yeah, I think you gave out Kansas, right?
Yeah, I even got plus 991 to win it all.
I got them plus 124 to make the Elite Eight.
And plus 124. You should fucking pay it now.
Yeah, so it helps that Iowa lost because to me, I'll be honest, like Iowa to me was the only threat.
I was no threat. That's just it. Like people talk about Kentucky. Kentucky is a team that people that watch them, they'll play really good. You'll see like that's the best I've ever seen. But they can't string 3 or 4 games like that in a row. So Iowa's the same way. They can't string them games together.
What's your take on that, by the way? So like I continued to say this for years. I think Calipari is the best recruiter in D1, and I think he's one of the best individual player developers in D1. But I don't think he's a good head coach at all. I don't think he's a good coach at all. I don't think he's
a good teacher. He's a really good teacher. And I've seen his practices. He's other than Rick Pitino and Coach K, they're constantly teaching. They're always involved in practices. Like back in the day, what was it? Roy Williams. That motherfucker never even did anything in practice. He sat down on a chair and just had people, telling people what to do. But those guys are constantly coaching. They ran into a team that just hit shots. I mean, that's what it comes down to sometimes. But like teams like that, I don't, that's why I'm really big on Kansas. I look at their road. I don't know. People always ask me, who do you like to win the national championship? Who's going to win the national championship? I don't know who's going to win it, but I'm going to tell you who's going to be in position to win it. And Kansas will be in position to win it. And so you say, well, what about Gonzaga? Well, I mean, you can go. I got more championship rings than fucking Gonzaga. I mean, how many times are they going to fuck you in the ass?
Yeah, the Gonzaga. The only thing with me with this year with Gonzaga was I think that a lot of people were taking that same sentiment, right? The idea that last year they were such a shoe-in to win and they didn't. And every year, I think every year Gonzaga's losing more and more fans of theirs that think they're going to win it. I think they have a really good team this year again. But again, they had an interesting first half against Georgia State, right? Where, it's like Georgia State's just scoring on them at will. And we'll talk about the Gonzaga game later today. But either way, so yeah, we're a little split there. And it's good that we got the 12 o'clock game out of the way because the next one's at 2. By the way, I've always hated this format of how they do the 8 games. There's 2 games up until 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they just start stacking the games one after the other at night. It's not like a big problem, but like I feel like because once you go into the evening games, then you're competing with the NBA, you're competing with UFC. Again, people want to watch March Madness, but like I feel like if they piled games earlier instead of later, they'd probably get more viewership. I mean, what's your take on that? Because I don't understand why they do this every year. You have one game to watch for the next 4.5 hours.
Yeah, it's silly. And what is even more silly is these 9:50 games or 10 o'clock games at night, especially if a game runs late and then they got to get off the court, or if a game runs into overtime. It's, and then what's up with this? This is like the biggest tournament. I mean, it's like one of the biggest events ever. And it's like True TV. I'm like fucking searching. I mean, I get fucking Japanese baseball on my fucking cable, but yet I can't find True TV, TNT. What am I watching? Fucking TBS, the Braves. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, you can't find networks that'll put this thing on? It's stupid. It's fucking silly. I mean, and then here's the crazy part. I'm running around yesterday, so I got the radio on in the car, and it's like, all right, there's 2 minutes to go in a half. Money is on the line. And they said, oh, let's do our whip around coverage. And let's go to the Michigan game with 8 minutes or 12 minutes to go in the fucking second half in a 4-point game. Are you fucking kidding me? Put the game on at a half. I mean, you guys are all talking about fucking sponsored by all these sports books. You don't think people want to know the end of the half? And they're putting all these guys. It drives me fucking up. And I don't care. I'm a squeezer. You know me. I'll get the scores. I'll wake up 3 o'clock, do my shit, go to work. I'll squeeze out a game. But if I'm watching it, don't let me watch the fucking game. And then with 2 minutes to go, you fucking pull it from me, or listen to the game, you pull it from me. That's bullshit. That's like watching an entire fucking baseball game and it's tied in the 9th inning. And they say, well, first pitch of the Dodger game, let's head out to LA. Right? It's silly. It's fucking silly.
I'll tell you this before we jump into the next game. I think Kristen wanted to wish you a happy St. Joe's Day.
Right. For all you Joes out there. You guys are saints today. St. Joe's.
Kristen, you want to come in and say hello? Father-in-law's on the television. No? She said, I got to go.
Wow.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Hey, wait till you open your envelope on your birthday this year. It'll cost you money. I'll send you a bill.
All right. So next game up, Creighton, Kansas. So you're Jayhawks. Creighton's an ugly team this year, right? I don't even know what to make of them. They don't shoot threes this year. It's just a whole different team for McDermott. And Kansas' athleticism should really reign pure. But look, Creighton, while they don't really make a lot of threes, they do have scorers. They have the good big man inside.
The problem is they're going to have to make threes. If they don't make threes, it gets ugly. They're going to have to, and they're going to get beaten up inside. I mean, I look at it like this. I got a lot of money on them to win the tournament. Why would I lay 13.5? I mean, I probably will, but I mean, or I'll wait and see how it goes. But I'm afraid that Kansas
looks like 11.5 now. I know the line's been moving back, but it's down to back down to 11.5, 12, I guess, pending your book. Yeah, 12.5 at some. It's mixed, but yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, right now I got every time you make it do this stuff, I wind up dropping a hammer on some fucking shit. Cost me money with you.
No, if you don't like, look, I don't like anything here either, and I'm invested because I have Kansas to get to the Elite Eight at dog money, so I'm not going to bet the game either. Now, granted, if it's late and maybe I can get Kansas money line at a pick 'em, in the right spot, maybe I'll flirt with it. But again, I don't like double dipping. I know you'll do it. You'll do it on occasion when you're heavy on a game, and it usually works out for you. I don't personally like to bet in that fashion. I'm invested in them to get to the Elite Eight anyway. I don't like losing 2 bets in the same team in the same tournament. What's your take on that? Actually, like if you bet futures, do you often like to double dip like that? Like I said, I have a cardinal rule. I don't like to lose 2 bets in the same team in a tournament. What's your take there?
I mean, I look at it like this. You have the roof room anyway. What did I tell you about the all tall small? I don't. What do I always say? Never make a bet you don't want to win. Right? That's one of my cardinal rules. Never make a bet you don't want to win. So I'm not going to bet against them and say, "Oh, I hope the game falls between 1 and 12." I mean, what do you root for? Again, a lot of people. I don't want to switch subjects or not, but I got an email from one of my guys in covering Grapefruit League, and I play that over 10 at 105. Tigers Pirates. So it should be over by the 5th inning. We got the pitching rotation. We get pitching rotations before the fucking manager.
Oh, look! Not to cut you off. Look who's deciding to say hello.
Oh.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I have a bridal shower.
Really?
Yeah.
I see you brush your teeth today.
Always. It's him you have to worry about.
Yeah, man. Could you imagine?
Happy St. Joseph Day.
Thank you.
All right,
listen, go to church for me. I'm going to church tomorrow. I go to St. Mattress and pray for peace.
Yeah, so sorry, I know we cut you off. You have an exhibition baseball game?
Yeah, over 10 in the Tigers Pirates. We usually get the pitching rotations that we like, and there'll be some gas cans going today for both pitchers. So the hitting lineup looks good. So, yeah, just in. This just in. Breaking news: over 10 Tigers.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that should be good.
So we don't really love anything. We don't really love anything. Kansas Creighton. It wouldn't surprise me if Kansas blew them out. But again, if Creighton makes their jump shots, they could definitely hang around and can certainly surprise. But again, man, this Creighton team just seems to have such limited upside. I can't even believe they beat San Diego State. They were down 7 with a minute left, something like that. It's 9 with 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
What a fold-up job from San Diego State. But needless to say, yeah, we can move on. So Michigan, Tennessee. Now I know Tennessee's a team you really like.
I do.
Let me look at real quick. Hold on one second. Now this is a game where, to me, I'd be looking to target Tennessee live, but I could see why people would want to bet Tennessee pre. This is a team that can get out quick and just never look back.
Right.
What's your take on this game?
Michigan don't make shots. Michigan goes on scoring droughts. If you look at their games all year long, they go on scoring droughts. That would be very, very hard to overcome against a team like Tennessee. I mean, there's certain teams when you go on scoring droughts. Now, look, I think one of the sleepers this year are going to be Villanova because they're a team nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to play. But you can go on a drought against Villanova and maybe only lose about 6, 8, 9 points. You go on a drought against, Tennessee. I mean, you're down 16. Then what? That big prick in the middle. He's from in Virginia here. He's like that kid.
Dickinson's from Virginia?
Yeah, he's like he went to I think the same high school as my wife. So yeah, another one. So he's a local kid. I like the kid. He's a little goofy, but
he's pure. He's a lefty, right? I mean, he's got a pure jumper, good hook.
He didn't have one last year.
Yeah, he's pure.
He's improved. He's definitely improved.
Game reminds me a lot of Sabonis from Gonzaga years back.
Come on. Stop.
Sabonis is good. You didn't like him?
I know. But his father, he couldn't smell his father's jockstrap. His father was fucking great.
You see him though. He puts up. He's good. I mean, you can't really win a championship with a guy like Sabonis, at least with the way the NBA is structured now. But good player underneath. But yeah, Dickinson. If you think Dickinson would take right now to have Sabonis's NBA stat line?
I'm pretty sure, but right now he's better fucking hope he can get through today, which he might have problems. I'm just saying. I mean, he ain't gonna run up and down the court.
He's definitely got the length underneath to slow him down. But again, you said it best. Michigan goes on droughts. If Michigan can just stay consistent offensively, because to your point, they went on a huge drought against Colorado State and went down 15, and Colorado State didn't make them pay for it. So interested to see how the game plays out. But yeah, for me, I want to target Tennessee live because it would be tough to fathom them losing in this spot outright. But look, Michigan's got the talent. I just don't think they've been able to put it together on a consistent 40 minutes. But they put it together today. Yeah, they'll win outright.
I thought about this. I didn't do anything with it. I'll be honest with you. I didn't do anything with it. But do you think St. Pete, who pulled the upset of all upsets, where everything felt fucking perfect, might be just get that hangover and Murray State just run him out of the fucking building? Because now, again, Murray State would be a tougher matchup than actually Kentucky, believe it or not. Not that Murray State's better than Kentucky, but Murray State's
we have 2 games in between. Because I have a lot to say about that game as well. So let's just cover these 2 games and we'll get to that one. That work?
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So Providence, Richmond, Providence 4, total 134.5. Man, I'll be honest. These are 2 teams that I think both have high upside, that both can play very interesting levels of basketball at times in a negative way. Richmond, I said this in their conference tournament championship against, I think they played Dayton, where they have a tremendous amount of upside. However, they also have a tremendous amount of downside as well. They're really relying on a few good scorers.
They got 3 good players.
They do. They do. It's Golden.
Golden's good.
Burton.
Mooney. And them kids have been there like 10 years, it seems.
Yeah, Golden, Burton, and the other the guy that does it all for them with the assists and everything.
Gilliard.
Gilden or Gillian.
Yeah, Gillian or something like that. Yeah, he's been.
But yeah, I mean, they have a Gilliard.
So
yeah, I mean, they have tremendous scorers and tremendous ball handlers and tremendous guard play. And it seems like all these guys shoot 80% from the free throw line. This spot here. So people have been waiting for Providence to lose, and this team just continues. Let me tell you something. This team in close games late has been one of the best teams I've ever seen in close games late.
They make free throws.
It just seems like every game they've played, and that's been like a 2 or 3 point game with like a minute or 2 left, whether winning or losing, it feels like they've won every one of them. You either blow the doors off this team and they lose, but if they're hanging around late, this team is super battle tested. And I know everybody thinks they're overrated because they've covered a lot of spreads and people weren't high on them before the season. But man, they just have a lot of scorers. They bring. I mean, believe it or not, their best scorer comes off the bench. So they're just a unique team. And they're playing a unique team here. This is not a game I really want to mess with as far as who wins or whatnot. I do think the pace plays fast here. I think Richmond's going to want to speed this game up because if you watched the previous game from Providence, I felt like South Dakota, was it South Dakota State, right? Yeah, so South Dakota State, I felt like they didn't speed the game up enough, and Providence's length became an issue for them. Now Richmond's a little longer, but I would expect Richmond to want to speed this game up, which will and Providence has been proven when you want to speed games up, Providence will run with you.
Right. But here's the one thing, not to interrupt you. The coach of Providence with the thing with the patch of hair on his head that's missing, or that I don't know, it looks like a legion. Cool. I like him. The thing on the hair bothers me, but I mean it's really weird. It looks like he was like he got hair burnt off. But he said we're at our best when we play our games in the mid 60s. That's what we need to do. The problem is when Richmond plays their games in the 60s. That's when they're at their best. So both of these teams want to do exactly the same thing. Now, and usually what happens is when you get a positive and a positive, it always comes out to be a negative. When you get two teams that are looking to score in any sport, both these teams are looking to score, the fucking game goes under. When two teams are looking to like grind it out, run the football, there's 60 points scored in a 30-game total in football. Same with basketball. But that concerns me, and as far as handicapping the game, is one of them are lying, or one of them is going to have to say, you know what? I mean, I know Richmond wants to slow it down, so we might as well pick it up. Or I know Providence wants to slow it down, so we might as well pick it up. So you never know with that. I mean, it's a pretty low total considering, that's a game. That's like, what do you call it? That's like the plague. I'm staying far away from that one.
I can't blame you, but like I said, I think that first of all, two extremely efficient offenses overall, and I think Providence is going to want to try to live on the offensive glass where Richmond's good at defending it. But again, I think that this pace is going to play faster. I think that Richmond's been playing much better offensive basketball down the stretch here, and they've been holding a bunch of the fact that they held Iowa to 63 points is unreal. But with that said, Iowa shot 30% from the field. So is Providence not going to shoot that from the field? Providence is a different type of offense, though, right? Because Iowa's all jump shots. Providence, there's a little better ball movement overall. Interesting to see how it plays out. I do think the total's a little low for these two teams because I do think that they are kind of snails. But I think Richmond. You watch tape. I mean, you watch tape on the previous game. You're going to realize if you're Richmond that you're not going to beat this team in the half court. You're going to have to try to run to get yourself good looks in transition.
They steal the ball a lot, Richmond. I mean, they force a lot of turnovers.
Yeah,
and they convert them to layups. So that's we're not betting them. Why are we fucking talking about it? You don't like, I don't like it. These people aren't betting it. So let's get on to it. So again,
let's go. UCLA St. Mary's. So this will be my other best bet from the show. I like UCLA in this spot. So I got it 2.5 at DK. Let me just see what it is now. Look, the Gales, I feel like drew. So the Gales drew my Indiana bunch. It's 3 now. I did lay heavier vig though at 2.5. So we'll do it 3. UCLA -3 -110 versus St. Mary's. So I think that St. Mary's had a really good spot against Indiana. Now I know that Indiana looked like they sucked and they got beat by 40. And look, I'll be honest, I bet Indiana. I didn't think the fatigue would bother them as much. They looked like they had heavy legs. And apparently I heard this after the fact. Their flight got delayed like 3 or 4 hours. So they didn't even sleep the night before. I just felt like you got a heavy-legged Indiana team against St. Mary's who moves the ball really well. And I think in this spot, though, UCLA has a ton of length and they have a ton of scorers. You would think, and UCLA looked like shit against Akron. And let's be honest, this was the preseason number 1 team in the country, right? Number 2 team in the country, UCLA. They brought back everybody from last year. I just feel like they're an underrated squad. You're getting a small number here against a trendy Gale squad. I think UCLA is poised to make a decent run in this tournament. Not the best matchup for them because you got to be super disciplined against St. Mary's, and I think discipline is UCLA's biggest issue. But I think it's a small number, and I really like the spot. What are your thoughts on the game?
Well, I mean, I just have one trend that might be meaningless to most people, but I take these things serious. It's St. Joseph's Day. St. Mary's is playing. Oddly enough, because I have an unbelievable memory on shit. 43 years to the day, I was in the backseat of a car and got a Billy Joel from a girl named Mary on St. Joseph's Day. Now, my name is Joseph. St. Mary's is playing. Two Saints. I got a Billy Joel in the backseat of a car 40-something years ago. That's an omen. I'm not saying that's a good play. I'm just saying if I had to play the game, I got to go back 43 years and say,
You gotta go to the Saint.
You got to go to the Saint. It's a Saint day.
All right, so I like UCLA, and you're more narrative driven on the Gales. Okay,
I'm busting balls, but what do you call it? I'll root for you. I don't know. I don't think the points will matter in this game. If UCLA shows up, they blow them out the door. If they don't, they're getting blown out. I don't think there's going to be no reason the points will matter here.
So we got 3 games left. St. Peter's and Murray State. I know you have a lot of thoughts on this game, and I have definitely some perspective as well. I did not bet this game, and I won't. I don't even like live spots here, but I can give some perspective. But I know you like this game. So what are some things your takeaway? And look, a Jersey City team. You grew up in Jersey. I live in Jersey. What's your take on a nice little Jersey City upset of the big, trendy Wildcat team that a lot of people had to win it all?
Kentucky's got more people in the band than St. Peter's has enrollments in their school, and that's not a fucking lie. I mean that, you know how small your high school is bigger that you went to than fucking St. Peter's University. Man, look, they played an unbelievable game. It's going to be hard to duplicate that. I think the energy level, they have to be somewhat flat. Not flat. I don't want to use the word flat, but I don't know if you can duplicate that high. You know, when you do like a lot of blow or a lot of heroin, and you just can't capture that high again. Now, I'm not saying I did. I know friends that would tell me this.
Of course.
But you can only get so high. But then the next day comes, you're like, oh shit, can I do that again? No. Now again, this isn't me talking. This is like other people.
Yeah, you're living vicariously through others.
Exactly, and it's vicariously, not vicuriously. Well, use your Jersey accent. I think Mercer State is really big. They almost built like an NBA team. They're big and they're deep and they can shoot. I think the fact that they're playing St. Peter's, and the fact that St. Peter's pulled an upset, that coach is going to say, look, we got to put our foot on their throat if we get them down. We don't give them any fucking life at all. And I think Mercer's capable of doing it. It's not, I guess I don't, it's a busy day, in college basketball. I'm betting over 10 in a Tiger game. You know what I mean? I'm betting a first half in an NIT game. You know what I mean? I just bet I bet a tennis match and 2 Chinese basketball games. So I don't have to bet all these games, but I will close on this. I will anyway. If Gonzaga don't fucking put 100 or fucking blow Memphis the fuck out, this should be an NCAA investigation. And I'm going to tell you why. Poorly coached team, Memphis. They turn the ball over. They make bad decisions when they're bad. And they take silly shots at times. Gonzaga is a type of team where they benefit when you make mistakes. You get lackadaisical. You don't hustle for a rebound. You throw a bad pass. They're right there. And again, they go on a drought. And we saw that other team go on a drought. And then you blink your eye from a 2-point game becomes an 18-point game. And I think few will say, hey, look, we can't have this happen like with Georgia State. We got to just from fucking bell to bell, just go out there and just fucking play hard. Let this team fucking fall on the sword. They will. I think Memphis will score points because I think they'll have to otherwise. But I think Gonzaga will beat them easy.
I think you bring up a good point. I mean, ultimately, Memphis has the athleticism definitely to hang around with Gonzaga. However, all the things Memphis does well on both offense and defense, Gonzaga is like one of the best to counter it. You mentioned how Memphis turns the ball over a ton. Gonzaga doesn't really force them, but Memphis turns the ball over against everybody. Offensive glass. Memphis is so good there. Gonzaga's got the 2 gigantic trees in the middle with Chet and Timmy. Memphis does a lot of their damage at the free throw line. Gonzaga doesn't foul. It is an interesting dynamic overall. I agree with you. I think there's going to be points in that one that could make the total total's big, but maybe it's not big enough. Either way, I think it makes sense, right? Memphis is going to want to run with this team. And Gonzaga's the fastest paced team in the country. So
I think Memphis could score. I think Memphis could score some points on them. I mean, they got, but I think their points and turnovers are going to be,
Let me ask you this: if you like that, why even bet Gonzaga? Why not just bet their team total over on your end? Their team total, I think, is 87, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I might, but I mean, how many games? Unlike you, I can't bet fucking 20 games a day.
No, but I'm saying if you said Gonzaga's going to score 100.
They could, yeah. I mean, I think they could. They're very capable of doing it.
But
Here's what I worry about. The reason why I'm not doing it. See, I at least think things through. If they're up late, 67, maybe 8 minutes to go, they're up 67 something or whatever, or 6 minutes to go. If they play the entire way, but they may call the dogs off. And then if you get to a point where it's at 15, 16 point game and you don't get fouled, if the game was going to be a little closer, where you can get some points at the free throw line. That's where you got to be careful. When you're playing teams that you want to cover or team totals over, you want to make sure late in the game you're being fouled. You don't want to make sure you're late in the game and getting blown out. I mean, because you're losing 10 to 14 points.
You could also bet the Zags team total over in the first half. I think it's 38 and a half. I'm just here to give you options. That's all I'm here for.
Yeah, because for the last 50 fucking 7 years, how did I survive without you giving me options?
I'm just here to provide you options.
Yeah.
All right. So we thought that
you're going to cover them if they lose?
Am I going to? What do you mean?
Are you going to cover the fucking bets if they lose? I appreciate the options, but I mean, what the fuck? There's only so many games I'm going to bet. I kind of not like to just lay a ton of money out in one day because you know what? The fucking sun's going to come up tomorrow. And I'd rather just wait tomorrow. Or wait later on today, see how the day goes.
I can't blame him. Okay, so we skipped around. We talked Gonzaga, Memphis. Just to finish off on St. Peter's and Murray. It felt like in that Kentucky game, St. Peter's made every shot when they had to make it. Like it didn't even like every time Kentucky went up 5 or 6, it seemed like St. Peter's made a contested 3. Or like, and to your point, yeah, maybe I'm being a little too hard on Calipari because St. Peter's was just, unbelievable shooting the basketball. Especially when they need to. I mean, even Kentucky, I think, went up 5 in overtime. And then St. Peter's just bang, hit a few threes in a row. Well-timed fouls. It just seemed like a lot of things went well.
Law of averages.
Do you think St. Peter's rise that type of momentum into this game? Maybe they're just seeing the ball well? Or do you think things just really come back to earth for them today against Murray?
I think it comes back to earth.
Okay.
I think it comes back to earth. I think they get a hangover. I think if I had to bet the game, I think the hangover would be early. Maybe Murray State gets out early, and I would, if I had to bet, maybe first half Murray State. Thinking, I don't think St. Pete's going to go there pounding their chest and saying, look, we just beat Kentucky. See, Murray State knows that, and it's not like they're playing fucking St. Peter's. Like St. Peter's, they know that they're capable of doing stuff. They're capable of making shots. I think they'll put a little bit more pressure on it. That's probably the best thing that could have happened. They got a chance to watch them play Kentucky. And if they got lucky or they just got hot, Murray State's going to make sure they don't get hot again, or at least try to. So that's kind of my lean. I think 9 is a lot of points for a team that can make threes, but typically they're not a big 3-point shooting team. I mean, and don't forget, they're there on house money. They got in because they won the tournament. I mean, they weren't
even the best. They weren't even the best team in the conference.
They were in the top 4 in that conference.
Yeah.
So
all right. Last but not least, Arkansas, New Mexico State. Now, New Mexico State's an interesting team, right? I mean, they score a ton of points. They play at a decent pace. Bunch of good free throw shooters. But look, let's be honest. They're led by that one stud, Teddy Allen, who absolutely heated up against UConn. Obviously he's been the best scorer in that conference, and he's been the best player in that conference. What do you make of this? So Arkansas is a pretty trendy team as well coming into this tournament with high upside. New Mexico State's going to have to get a really good game from Teddy Allen, but if they can definitely win outright. What do you make of a team like New Mexico State that literally has to be carried by, one guy who seemingly is heating up at the perfect time of the year, and shoots 90% from the line, so he can ice the game late if he has to. And even in the game against UConn, I think he went like 8 for 8 down the stretch from the free throw line. What's your take on that?
Yeah, was never a fan of a team that depends on one player. Only because you're right. That one player, if he gets hot, he'll keep you in the game. But if he's not, you have zero chance. You have no chance. If somehow there's somebody that can cover him, if there's somehow he just gets cold, it's you have zero chance at all. So that's the only thing that, if you think this guy's going to score 30 and keep the team in the game, bet him. If you think he's going to be held a little bit, it's still New Mexico State.
To me, it'd be a good spot to live target Arkansas if they go down, or if you can get them at a pick 'em, like if they go down like 6 or 7 at the half, and the second half lines a pick 'em to win the game. To me, I think there'd be some value on Arkansas State. Arkansas. So like their best player, Arkansas, was out for the first. He picked up 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the game against Vermont, and they still almost won wire. They came back and looked really good and made a Vermont team that shoots really well struggle. Felt fortunate to cover the 5.5 with Vermont, but I'll be honest, like it didn't seem like Vermont should have covered. Arkansas looked really good, and
Arkansas is not bashful on shooting threes either, So they like to heave the ball up and they like to push. So you got to take that into consideration too. Gun to my head, I'm going to take Arkansas. I think the number is too cheap.
Arkansas is going to make this team run. New Mexico State's definitely going to slow this game down. But either way, Arkansas just has a tremendous amount of athleticism and length against this team. But to our point, Teddy Allen goes off. They could definitely win outright, but you're really putting your chips on Teddy Allen, which at that point, especially if you're in legal markets, they'll probably let you bet Teddy Allen's props. Why not just bet his props over? Like, if the only way they're going to win this game is if that kid goes off. So if you think they're going to win, just bet him. I think his total is probably going to be 19.5 or 20.
Gotta be higher than that. It'd have to be.
I'll pull it up right now. If I'm making it 20.5.
I'd see it have to go higher. But
they don't even have his props yet. They only have Arkansas's props. Here's the thing. You can make it higher, but how much higher before you start getting pounded with under money? The guy averages 19.5 a game. He shot like 70% from the field for him to score that many points the last time.
But if he's going to be the only guy shooting, or scoring, that you got problems. Because again, what if he gets into foul trouble? What if he's cold? I know I'm giving you a lot of ifs and shit like that. I don't like doing it, but it's fucking reality. It happens.
I tell you what, Jalen Williams over 11.5. That for Arkansas, that seems super cheap. I know his regular season average is like 10.5, so it might be whatever it is, a math line. But wow, Williams should be able to get a lot in the paint against this team. I wouldn't mind that as well. Oh yeah, see, so Sorrow said it's 19.5 at FanDuel. And I'm not saying I'm going to bet it. I'm just saying if you want to bet New Mexico. In what scenario does New Mexico State win this game and he goes under 19?
All right, so why not do this? Why not bet over 19 and bet fucking Arkansas? You would think that you could this kid could have a great game and they could still get blown out. He could be the only guy scoring. You got a better chance of winning going 2-0 or 1-1 than 0-2.
Yeah, because I think if he's going to be chucking and missing, and he doesn't get there, and he gets to the free throw line.
Yeah, if you don't hit that bet, it's a fucking blowout. Arkansas blows him right out. So I would think the safe thing to do is play the guy over, right? Let him get his 20, and let Arkansas. What's the Arkansas number now?
6.5.
Yeah, so let Arkansas win by 7 or 12, 15. It don't matter. But it would be a very tough way to lose both plays.
I agree.
It's kind of like in baseball. What I do if I know a team is going to score 5 runs in a game and it totals 9.5 or 10, I'll bet that team total over 9.5 or 10, and then I'll bet the team. And I say, look, all I need is 5 runs or 4 runs, depending on the number. I can't lose both bets. I go 2-0 or I'll split. If I lose the game 10-4, I win the over. If I win the game, 5-0, I win the game, lose the total. But if the game ends something like 7-5, I can win them both. I think that's pretty good. It's a pretty good way of thinking. Anyway.
All right, so yeah, that's it. I'll recap. I know one of the guys on there said to recap the best bet. So North Carolina 5.5. Let me see. I know you liked first half Baylor. You did bet the over 10 exhibition.
I like actually my big first half play is Texas A&M. Did they
Oh,
start?
that's right. A&M. Oh, I saw A&M. Hold on. You're right. Where's your A&M bet? Hold on. You gave
Did
it.
they even start? Yeah, they probably did start.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here fucking with you, and I'm missing all my games here. Now I'm gonna get a bad squeeze because now A&M will probably be getting killed.
A&M's up 6. Under
Why
2
do you got to
minutes.
put the fucking eyes on it? They're up 6. Can't you just say nothing?
So
Sell your bet. We can't win. A&M will never cover 2.5.
You asked me for the score. I gave you the score. What do you want from me?
I didn't want you to give me the score. Just say no. Check it out. It's on TV. I'm not asking you for a score.
Check it out. It's on TV.
I can't get a fucking birthday card from you. I need you for a fucking score.
Okay. So it was North Carolina, and then you bet the over 10, the exhibition baseball game, Tigers Pirates. I liked UCLA -3, St. Mary's. We agreed to disagree on certain other plays. But those are the best bets, Eternal. So any other questions, just feel free to fire. Okay, though, Dad, thanks for joining the show. Tomorrow, Holden, your boy, will make his return to these live college basketball shows.
How come I can't be on the show tomorrow?
You can be on the show if you'd like.
Nadal will be fine today. Nadal will be fine. Let me see if I can pull something for you. Stay tight, Goose. Let me get something on Nadal for my boy.
Oh, he's -165 against his. This is like Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker, right? I mean, this is, Alcaraz is supposed to be the next Nadal.
Yeah. But the thing is, fucking Nadal, he was giving Nadal water, when he was a kid. I mean, yeah, both in the same country. Nadal, he went to his academy. The kid's a good server, but then again, Nadal's been facing some really good servers. Nadal's had Opelka.
I've been very surprised because Alcaraz is still super young. He's starting to hit like $128, $129 on first serves. For his size, that is a massive first serve. But he moves really well.
Sometimes you get that imitation. You get that intimidation factor there, and I think usually in a case like this, big brother always seems to beat little brother. I would think Nadal would win. I mean, it appears that it should be an over. It should be there should be some games won. That's what I'm guessing, but that's I don't know. That's why they pay me the big bucks, I guess. Anything that Devon was demanded trade because he found out Aaron Rodgers and the State Farm. Aaron Rodgers is 100%. What do you call it? He is 100% gay. It's no doubt. I mean, and it's not like I say. I'm not busting his balls about it. He just likes the ball.
You're just out here spitting the facts.
I got private contacts. He likes the pole, not the hole. I mean, that's just him. But that's fine. Aaron, he's a good guy.
So I appreciate that, my man. So ultimately, good show all around. I'll get you the link if you want to join tomorrow. You can, no stress, regardless. But me and Holden, guys, you'll catch us back here tomorrow about 11.
It's just gonna be you and Holden.
Just me and Holden.
Well, fuck, I think you'd have to need me. I mean, Holden. I mean, what's he gonna do?
Holden's in the streets. Holden's in the betting streets.
Yeah, he's all right, but when he's not talking about his hair or porn stars, I mean,
But yes, either way,
I like Holden.
That'll be tomorrow.
What time tomorrow?
11:30, somewhere around there.
All right.
But other than that, guys, thanks for being in the chat. Big thanks to all you for hanging in with us. Obviously, I know I didn't get that. Usually address you guys early, but Larry, Eric, Kyle, Sean, Colin, Tersero, Josh, Adam, Izzo, Jetien, Pat, Buzzer Beater, Sorrow.
I mean, what the fuck? You doing a complete
Andrew,
rundown?
You give these people shouts. It's nice of them to join in. Kev as well, Eternal. Awesome. Thanks again, guys, for chiming in, and Bart as well, trying to confirm, the suspicions, which is always good. But as always, folks, gamble responsibly, stay safe. I'll be back tomorrow, but until then, run pure. See you guys next time.
Have a good one.